Thanksgiving is just 2 weeks from tomorrow. And while you're out picking up supplies for your family's dinner, remember there are so many people in our area who can't afford a Thanksgiving meal.
And that's why your donations to the KDKA-TV Turkey Fund are so very important.
And it's also important to hear directly from the people who live with food insecurity every day.
As Josh Taylor shows us now, that's why the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank formed a new group this year that's doing just that.
The goal was really to give an opportunity to our neighbors who are facing food insecurity to have an opportunity to elevate their voices in the process.
Simply put, to make sure those voices are heard by the people who need to hear them. That's the mission of the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank's Neighbor Leadership Council. Right now, it's 8 members strong.
Like comrades in arms.
And meets at least once a month to tackle food insecurity head on.
I was advocating without knowing it.
Each member of the group has firsthand knowledge of what it's like to live with food insecurity.
It has a million different faces. For every person living in that situation, there's a different look, a different person. I am one of the invisible poor. You'd never know, looking at me, that I have dealt with domestic violence, that I have lived in a family where racism was an issue, that I've had to eat bean soup for an entire week because that's all I could afford.
I remember that my little daughter, 7-year-old, asked me that she wants oranges at the store. I wasn't able to buy it, and she cried because a child don't know why she cannot have an orange.
I think one of the things that I've learned is just the variety of the different experiences that people are having and what brings them to the food bank in the first place really varies from person to person. And their own unique experiences are such a rich part of the story that we want to tell so that people understand the wide variety of reasons that people can be food insecure.
The food bank says that's what makes the council members' work so impactful.
Elected officials and policymakers are often making decisions about programs and policies that impact our neighbors, and we really want to have them have a strong voice in the process so that those elected officials really understand the real-world impacts of the decisions that they're making.
Take, for example, SNAP benefits. Elaine's SNAP benefits were recently decreased considerably. She now gets just $23 a month.
And here's what that covers. I can either get a bag of produce with some lettuce, some tomatoes, some onions, some potatoes, some celery, a couple pieces of fruit, maybe a cucumber, or I can get 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of chicken, 2 packages of cheese, and 2 dozen eggs. That's what I get for a whole month. So when the politicians are looking at this and they're talking about should we increase SNAP, think about that. Think about what does that mean for someone.
For Leah, it's about educating neighbors and friends about what's available to them and not being embarrassed about taking the help.
I'm not ashamed to say that I come to the food bank twice a month at least, and then I volunteer here too. People need to know that the food bank is there for everyone, and it's not shameful or shameless to go there and grab the free food.
In the end, they say it all boils down to basic human decency.
That's the message I want them to hear and see. I want them to see the people that are in need and let go of some of those ideas that separate us and look at what unites us. And so feeding your neighbor, that is just such a concept that has been with humanity from the beginning.
Josh Taylor reporting there, and what a perfect segue to tell you about our KDKA-TV Turkey Fund Drive, where you can donate right now at any PNC Bank branch. They are matching all donations of $50 or more. You can text KD Turkey to 50155. You can donate online or drop one of those old-fashioned checks in the mail. We'll take those too to P.O. Box Thanks, Pittsburgh, PA 15230.
And you can watch this year's Turkey Fund streaming special on CBS News Pittsburgh. Heather Abraham and David Highfield host the hour-long feature to show how your contributions help our neighbors in need. That premieres tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.